get you that link. Okay, so we're recording. I'm going to also share my screen, so the slides. So just give me a thumbs up if you can see in 1 second. I got to make sure I get the right screen up.
You need to mute.
I will do that. Yep. Can you all see the slides? Okay. I'm going to mute all of you. Let's see. Looks like everybody got muted okay. And we're going to get rolling. I'm not going to move that. Sorry. I still am always a little bit clumsy with some of the technology piece of this, but I'm going to do one more thing. Okay. Can you all still see that? Some slides? Okay. Great. Now we're going to get rolling. So welcome you guys on this in Oxford. Right now it's stormy, stormy, stormy. So I was saying to the girls before we got rolling that if I suddenly go blank, that's because I've lost power. Hopefully that won't happen. Fingers crossed. And if you hear my dog in the background, that's because he doesn't like storms. But we are going to move onward with this because this is a topic that I'm so passionate about. I love, love, love sharing on nutrition. That's our topic for tonight. It's core nutrition, smart supplementation, and of course we're going to talk about Shaklee with the supplementation piece. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Rebecca Colby and I'm a business leader in Shaklee. I've been doing this for about, it's going on eight years now, and before that I was a Shaklee kid. My parents found Shaklee before I was born, and I literally was a Shaklee baby, and I grew up with the products, the supplements, the green cleaning products, which we're going to highlight next month for Earth Day, so stay tuned on that. And just took it for granted. And when I went away to college, it wasn't anything I really thought about. And it wasn't until, so I left it behind. And it wasn't until David and I started our family. We have two young boys that are 7 and 9 years old right now. And when our oldest was a baby, I was looking for some safer cleaning products, laundry products, because I had very sensitive skin and still do. And my girlfriend introduced me to Shaklee, and I couldn't believe it because I'd grown up with Shaklee. So we started to use a lot of the products. My husband, who is very science-minded, he's a pharmacist, a PhD chemist, he's a professor who works at the University of Mississippi in the Natural Products Center and in the pharmacy department. He trains pharmacy students and does research on natural products for dietary supplements, which a lot of that we're going to talk about tonight, and also pharmaceuticals. So David is an expert in this area, and he was very much blown away by some of the things I'm going to show you guys tonight with the science piece of Shaklee, and just looking at the quality, the integrity, the longevity. There's just so much that we have that you won't find other places. And from that, he said, we should be taking these products. They're really good. So my very smart scientific natural product supplement husband started taking these products before I did, because I was pregnant with my second son and thought I was just going to follow doctor's orders. I ended up having a very unhealthy pregnancy with Benjamin. I gained a ton of weight, and I went into very early labor, very fast, almost had him in the car fast. And he was born at 34 weeks gestation, went on the vent right away. He had double pneumonia, all sorts of lung issues. And the doctors told us that this child will have asthma. No doubt in their mind, based on the lung x-rays and his early history, he will have asthma. And we had a little bit of some rough stints in that first year, but we're very thankful to say our 7-year-old is very healthy, asthma-free. Doctors were really surprised at that. And I really attribute a lot of that to what we're going to talk about tonight with the natural nutrition, the supplementation piece, and also the green cleaners we're not going to talk about tonight, but that helps with lungs and breathing and things like that. So that was kind of our story. And for me, as a hormonal mess with this baby that just came 6 weeks early, not my plan, I started to take the supplements and the weight management program, and I started to get my own health in check. And I was so grateful because I was kind of a mess at that point. And from that, what do we do when we find things that we love, products that we love? We tell people. And I started to share with my mom friends and whoever was listening, because I thought the stuff was so great and it worked so well for our family. And before I knew it, I had a business. My background is in music therapy. I'm a board certified music therapist, which I also love. I love serving in that area and healthcare, but it takes me out of the home. And with Shaklee, it was the perfect fit because I could be home with my children and be there for field trips and everything that was going on in our lives and be very flexible while still serving others and being in the healthcare realm with nutrition and the natural route. So I really, really love what I do. Our team is growing, and some of you are part of that or or introduced to this video tonight or this webinar tonight from somebody who's a part of our team. So welcome to everybody. We're really happy to have you here. And now I'll see if I can actually get my slides. So there we go. This is my family. And I don't know if this is, I always have a hard time with Zoom. I'm going to move these pictures over. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but this is my family. This is David, who I was just telling you about, and our wonderful children, Andrew and Benjamin. And like I said, what we're going to talk about tonight with the supplementation piece is Shaklee. And I really want to spend a few minutes on that because I want to give you the backdrop. I'm just moving my pictures around. I don't know if you guys can even see that, but on my screen it's distracting, so sorry. We're going to get into the health chat piece, which is the core nutrition part, but I want to give you this backdrop first. So this slide, some of you may have seen this before. I love, love, love. This is something unique to Shaklee. It's 100 years of innovation. You won't find this with another company. And you can see here, and here our thunder, you can see here that in 1915, Dr. Shaklee made the very first multiple vitamin, and that was over 100 years ago. He was an innovator way ahead of his time, and you can see in 1960, he made the very first biodegradable cleaning product, which we're going to highlight next month for Earth Day. And in 1961, he made the very first protein powder, which other companies have since followed suit. The difference, and I thought my dog might want to chime in my video tonight, so this will make it a little bit more interesting since my husband went back to work. We'll make it work. We're going to roll with it. So with the protein powder, Dr. Shaklee was, again, ahead of his time, and the difference with ours versus the millions of other ones out there at health food stores and all these other stores is that we use a water wash on our soy. Soy is a very good plant-based protein. It's complete, the most complete that you can find. And when you're looking for soy, you want to make sure it's non-GMO and just the way that it's processed. And Shaklee, like I said, uses a water wash, whereas other companies use an alcohol wash, which is cheaper to do, which is why they do that. And it also can wash away a lot of the nutrition from the soy, but it also can have a lot of cross-contamination, which you won't find with Shaklee's. I'm not going to go through every single one of these. That would take a while, but you can just see that Shaklee has so much with the innovation of products going all the way up to 2017 with our sports nutrition line, as well as our wonderful youth skincare line, which is fantastic. We talked about that one last night on the health chat. So Health Print, if you're not familiar, please talk to the person that invited you to get a link for this. This takes about 5 minutes and it's 20 questions, and it's fantastic because it gives you your own personalized health assessment. And at the end of that, there are some specials that if people choose to, they can take advantage of and kind of create your own package that you want to start with Shaklee. They give you some suggestions, but the really cool thing, if you haven't already done this, is you can also get a free product with this. And it's a full-on product, full value, not a sample, and it's based on your health goals. So everybody's is a little bit different from what they get, but everybody can do that one time. So that's why I said, if you haven't done it before, you can still take advantage of that. Okay, so at Shaklee, we provide a healthier life for everyone and a better life for anyone who chooses that. We are the leading natural nutrition, natural wellness company in the United States. We're a global company that was started by this guy here, Dr. Forrest Shaklee, and he, again, was an innovator. He wanted everything to be in harmony with nature, which is exactly how we continue to be today. The company became incorporated in 1956, and so in 2004, Roger Barnett had purchased our company. He is a visionary leader. He comes from an investment banker background, starting up companies, but he was looking for a company that did good for the environment, did good for people, served people in that way, had something for everyone like we have. And I'm not going to go into the whole story of how he purchased the company. If you're interested, it's kind of a cute story, and I'll tell it on the side if people want to know that. But we're very, very fortunate to have him at the helm, and he's here to stay, and he's really fantastic. Okay, beyond organic, when you see that organic stamp on products, it doesn't necessarily mean what you might think. Unfortunately, it's not a guarantee, as what Shaklee does here, and you can see that we go beyond organic. It really goes beyond how and where an ingredient's grown. It really looks to confirm purity and potency of ingredients, and we do this by conducting over 100,000 quality tests per year and screen for over 350 contaminants, pesticides, impurities, and every new botanical ingredient, 3 times more than what the United States Pharmacopoeia requires. My phone's going off, sorry. We have a flood warning. We have all sorts of stuff happening tonight. It makes it interesting. Okay, we have over 120 published papers and scientific presentations, and these are in top peer-reviewed journals, medical journals, science journals, nursing journals, more than 70 patents and patents pending. And guys, this is unique. This is really what made my husband, who is pretty even keel, if you've ever met him, his eyes were like, holy cow, I can't believe that a company who is not required to do this goes above and beyond in this fashion. Of course, it costs money for them to hire the scientists and have the equipment and do the testing and the retesting before, during, and after production, pharmaceutical standards, but Shaklee does that because it's the right thing to do. This is one study I just want to highlight from 2007. This is our landmark study that was done at UC Berkeley, where they wanted to know, do dietary supplements work and do brands matter? And they looked at long-term users of Shaklee vitamins that were using Shaklee for over 20 years versus people who took no vitamins versus people who took XYZ multiple vitamin from wherever. And across the board, the Shaklee group was healthier with heart health, triglyceride levels, cholesterol, homocysteine, C-reactive protein, diabetes. The amount of medications was like 0.01, and there was over 200 people in the group, and the average age was 63 in the Shaklee group. So you'd expect them to be less healthy than the younger groups that they were, studied against or studied with. And that was really telling that, yes, supplements can work and brands really do matter. If you're taking a multivitamin, just as a side note, and you want to know, if it's actually absorbing, which many vitamins on the market don't, drop a multivitamin in a glass of water, maybe with a little vinegar if you'd like, to mimic stomach acid, and it should dissolve within 30 minutes or less. And if it doesn't, most likely it's just passing through your body. And that is actually one of the biggest issues at waste management facilities, undissolved vitamins, the volume of them that you can still even read the label on. So you want to kind of think about that. And if you're taking Shaklee's Vital E, which is our basic multivitamin, it dissolves in 6 to 10 minutes, and it's a fantastic vitamin that's actually going to absorb and work. So when people want to do extraordinary things, they call on Shaklee. You can see here, we have, this slide needs to be updated. It says that we have 137 gold, silver, bronze medalists on the Olympic teams, and that number is higher since we just had the Winter Olympics now. There were 30 athletes out there that are part by choice on the Shaklee Pure Performance team. We also have NASA that's been using Shaklee for decades. Everything that we're going to talk about tonight has a 100% money back guarantee. Okay, so wanted to get that out of the way. So for those of you who were not familiar with what we're going to talk about with the supplement piece, understand really what you're getting. It's something different than just going to GNC or Walmart or Target and picking something up on the shelf, because, like I said, supplements are not required to be tested. The companies are not required to test. So what we're going to talk about tonight on the supplement piece is what you're getting that I just shared with you tonight, the quality. But with healthy nutrition, some of this might be review. I'm sure it is, but it's always good to kind of hear bits and pieces over time, and different pieces we absorb into our minds and into our maybe changing in our habits. So I'm hoping that this will help with some habits if you're struggling here. Our diets today tend to be too high in calories and too low in good nutritional value. 90% of Americans fall short on the essential nutrients that they need in their diets. And, we live in a fast-paced world where it's easy to grab and go, and there's a lot of processed stuff. Dr. Shaklee used to say, when you go to the grocery store, shop around the perimeter where all the fresh foods are, the things that have life and that will go bad in a relatively soon period of time, because those are life-giving foods. The stuff in the middle of the grocery store and the cans and the boxes, those can hang around for a long time, and they're not life-giving foods. So as much as you can, shop the perimeter, and then he said, and then get out. Okay, so when people eat a diet based on highly refined foods, they tend to consume too many calories and too little nutrition, which can lead to excess body fat or body weight and nutritional gaps. So studies have shown that people who eat the healthy dietary patterns, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, colors on your plate, rich in vitamins, minerals, fiber, have a lower risk for chronic conditions. And a lot of chronic conditions are actually preventable just by making some of these changes. This is choosemyplate.gov, a wonderful resource website, and it just kind of gives you some idea of how to kind of pick your foods if you're needing a little refresher on that. But, finding your eating style is something that you kind of build over a lifetime. We don't build unhealthy habits overnight, and we don't change into really healthy habits overnight either. We need to kind of slowly ease into a lot of them. So, what you eat and drink, a lot of times so many calories are in our drinks, really do matter. And so finding that right mix can be, help you to be healthier now, but also into the future, which is important. Also, if you have young kids in your life, they watch what we do. So if we're telling them to eat their vegetables, but we're not doing that, they're going to do what we do and not necessarily what we say. So focus on variety, amount, nutrition, choosing foods and beverages with less saturated fat, sodium, added sugars. And then, like I said, start with small changes and build up to a healthier eating style over time. Love the color on this plate. This is just an example of a healthy meal. 1/2 to 1 cup of whole grains. Quinoa is one of my favorites. It's kind of one of those superfoods, and there's lots of fun recipes. I have a Southwest recipe I'm happy to pass on for quinoa that I love. 4 to 6 ounces of good lean protein. You can see some examples here. Free-range chicken or pork, wild-caught salmon, just making sure you know how it's sourced and that there's not dyes and things added. Tofu, grass-fed beef, beans, legumes, unlimited veggies. If you've ever done Weight Watchers, there's no points to veggies, and a lot of people combine Weight Watchers with what we do in Shaklee, so I know that because I talk to people a lot about that, and you can focus on different colorful options, greens, reds, oranges, filling half of your plate there, and the more the better. If you can do raw or lightly steamed, that's really great. And then picking a healthy fat, 1 to 2 tablespoons, of olive oil or an olive oil based dressing. Avocado, one of my favorites. This has 1/4 of an avocado, and the fat in that actually helps you to emulsify fat soluble vitamins. Vitamin D comes to mind. E, K, A, those are all really important. And if we're not taking in a little bit of fat with our meals, it doesn't emulsify and actually absorb. So small changes can help add up over time. Adding your favorite healthy foods, trying clean eating. Again, I don't recommend just jumping into a whole change that your body's not used to, kind of a New Year's resolution kind of thing, because that's hard to sustain if you're not used to doing that. So small changes over time, and pat yourself on the back when you make these small changes. Cook more at home, experiment with healthier ingredients, incorporate physical activity into your day. I have a wonderful business leader or a distributor on my team in my town, Katie Kowalki. Some of you know her, and she is a personal trainer. She's actually at her house tonight doing the same chat with some people live. And she always says, pick something you love. If you don't love to run, don't run. pick an exercise or join a group class that you enjoy. Get a workout buddy for that accountability piece. Adding fruits and vegetables to substitute some of those sugary treats. If you are a sugar addict, which I tend to be, going for something sweet, having them cut up in your refrigerator and going for that when you're having that little sugar craving. And better yet, don't have the sweets in your house if it's going to be an issue for you like it is for me. I really can't buy that type of food because when I'm stressed, that's what I would go for. Same thing with carbs for me. So I just try to set myself up for success. I go to the grocery store with a list and I try to stick to it. And I'm usually pretty good about that. I just got in the habit. So fruits and vegetables contain many of the nutrients and antioxidants that we need to combat aging and chronic diseases. Eating at least 7 servings per day, which is not always easy. And I'm going to talk about a really easy way to add those in with the new Shaklee greens. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Try to include color and, when possible, organic if you're able to do that. And seasonal fruits, vegetables, if you're able to grow some things in your garden or in pots, tomatoes and things, that's the best because you really know how they are or not sprayed. A lot of things in the market are sprayed with things, so we want to make sure we're not eating. Getting your calcium. Bone loss starts at the age of 20, and so we want to make sure that we're getting good calcium. We have in Shaklee some wonderful calcium supplements that I take because dairy doesn't set too well with me, and you can get calcium, as you can see, from these leafy green vegetables, which is wonderful, but I do supplement with either our Osteomatrix or our chewable CalMag. My kids also take that, and if you suffer from acid reflux like I do at times, the CalMag makes a natural Tums. It's a really wonderful product and gives you that calcium and magnesium. Also helps with sleep. If you have any kind of issues with sleep, that's a really good one because it relaxes blood vessels at night. Okay. Proteins, like I said before, if you are eating a breakfast that's just carbs, like bagels, toast, things like that, and you find yourself hungry 30 or 60 minutes later, it's because you're not getting any protein. And you really want to have a good source of protein, and we're going to talk about that. But with all meals, having a little bit of protein actually helps with overall hunger issues and body fat issues as well. So picking some good lean proteins. I've already talked about the healthy fats. Here's some other options. There's different nuts in moderation and things like that. watching those trans fats and saturated fats. And like I said, we're in a fast-paced world. I have small kids. It's so easy to just drive through a drive-through when we're on the way to soccer or whatever else, but planning ahead, using your crock pot or slow cooker or pressure cooker, I don't have one of those yet. Things like that can really help, and cutting up things ahead of time, having it in your fridge. But, these long commutes, the stressful jobs, financial worries, juggling activities, it's so easy to just kind of grab and go. And one of the big results of that for many people, and I would say anybody that eats like that on a regular basis, is energy levels totally go way down. So one of my favorite slides to show, if you've been on any of my chats, I love this one. This is, and I hope you can see this because I know that on my screen the pictures kind of hide, but we have something called Vitalizer, which is the strip of vitamins right here. And you would have to eat everything in this picture to get the same amount of nutrition that is included in a daily strip of Vitalizer. And we have a special I'm going to share with you guys at the end on Vitalizer. I take this every single day. It has helped me so much with mood, with stress, with energy, with overall health, with just staying healthy, having young kids and them being exposed to a lot of, sick stuff at school, germs. In general, knock on wood, we stay pretty healthy. And a lot of that, I believe, is because of trying to eat healthy, but also filling in gaps with the good supplements. So I love Vitalizer. Incidentally, this came out of that landmark study from 2007 that I talked about. They wanted to know what are these Shaklee people that have been using Shaklee for 20 or more years taking, and they discovered that they're taking a multivitamin. They're taking vitamin B, which is, our B complex is for stress, for mood, for energy. They're taking vitamin C, which is great for, of course, immune health, a probiotic, which is also great for immune health, and people don't realize that sometimes. They're taking fish oil. They're taking vitamin E for circulation, antioxidants, and they put it all into this little strip, which is really convenient. You can break it up throughout the day or take it all together with a Life Shake, which I'm going to talk about in a second here, or with your breakfast. So nutritional needs really do vary at different stages of life. And so you can see that from child, from adult to elderly or older adult, we have different nutritional needs as our bodies age. So you can see here that we have a wonderful kids chewable supplement that my boys really do enjoy. I love it because it's all natural. And if you're looking at stuff on the market that popular, number one pediatrician's choice vitamins, and you look and there's aspartame in that or artificial sweeteners, that blew my mind when I first saw that they would put that in a kid's vitamin, knowing that there's a lot of health issues linked to that. The gummies stick to the teeth, number one, but they're heated so high to get into that gummy consistency that often it's like boiling broccoli. Often it gets boiled on off and there's no real nutrition. It turns into candy, really. That's why kids like those. These are not gummies. They're a chewable, and they have lactoferrin, which is the immune booster found in breast milk. They also have xylitol, which is the natural sweetener found to prevent tooth decay. It's also in our CalMag, the calcium I was talking about before. We have our basic Vital E as a multivitamin, and then this Vitalizer I was just telling you about. We also have something called Life Strip, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit too. So everything in the strip of vitamins I was talking about, the Vitalizer, is guaranteed to get where it needs to be in the body before it breaks down for optimal benefit. So like I was saying, drop your multivitamin in a glass of water. It should dissolve in 30 minutes or less. If it doesn't, it's just passing through. So these actually have a special coating where they're getting where they need to be in the body. For example, that probiotic gets all the way down into the gut where it really needs to be before it releases the good flora or the good bacteria, which a lot of people are missing because of medications, antibiotics, exposure to toxins in our food and chemicals that we, are around, or, personal care products, things like that. Dr. Daggy, our recently retired chief science officer, who was in my living room about a year ago giving a science talk. He was at Ole Miss here, and he's fantastic. He talks here about, Americans as a whole are overfed and undernourished. We need more nutrients delivered into your calories. And the reality is that quality supplementation is a proven means to achieve the goal to improve nutrition, basically fill in those gaps. Vivix, I'm not going to talk too much about all this because I want to, keep in the interest of time here, because I know I'm getting a little more chatty tonight. So hopefully that the stories are interesting and helpful to you guys. But with Vivix, we have this anti-aging supplement that comes in a liquid or a gel cap. And if you can see here, we affectionately call the study that it's referring to on the slide as the Burger King study, where they took two groups of college students and they fed them a 1,200 calorie Burger King breakfast. One of the groups took Vivix before that, the other group did not. An hour later, they took blood samples and they looked for inflammation in the body. And what they found was the Vivix group had virtually no evidence of any kind of inflammation or that they had consumed that breakfast, whereas the other group that did not have Vivix had high inflammation in the body. It's wonderful to help aging and the cellular level over time. This is also in our Life Strips, which is like Vitalizer, but it has this guy in here, which just makes it just a different product, but very similar. There is a preliminary study that Shaklee has looked at with telomeres, which are the end caps in our DNA. The longer your telomeres are, it can project longevity and overall quality of life, health. And they projected out that an 80-year-old Shaklee user of these supplements, including the Vivix, had the same telomere length as a healthy 41-year-old person who is not using Shaklee. So it really can help at the cellular level to longevity, overall health. It's a great supplement. Don't skip breakfast. A lot of times people who are trying to lose weight say, well, I'm just going to skip a meal. That has to be good, right? Skipping those calories, but your body actually ends up going into a little bit of a fasting mode. There's different thoughts on that now. There's getting to be some trendy things about that. But in general, this is our fuel for our day. And you want to make sure that you're choosing things that, have good protein, fiber, helps you with that energy. And coffee alone does not count. But this is what I have every day. Our Life Energizing Shake, it's fantastic. I've been having a shake for breakfast, mostly out of convenience, also because I love it. And it's really great on the go. We have very busy early mornings here getting the kids off. And I make a huge family shake where I throw greens and vegetables and fruits and all sorts of stuff. It tastes great. I give some to my kids. I give some to my husband. And I have that as my breakfast, but they supplement other things with their breakfast. That's what they enjoy. And that's just fine with me. But it helps with energy. It has some really great non-GMO protein. It helps with immune support, digestive support, healthy weight. This is what I lost the baby weight with 7 years ago, and I maintained because it has that leucine component, which burns fat, retains muscle mass. We have a plain and simple option, which has no added sugars or sweeteners to it. You can flavor it as you want. So there's lots of different choices and recipes. Everything is free of artificial sweeteners, colors, preservatives, gluten-free, lactose-free, low glycemic, so it's not going to spike the blood sugar like some shakes on the market will. This is a very clean shake, and I know there's a lot of choices out there, but this is a very, very good choice that long-term can just really help with a lot of health issues, and it's just really great on the go. Easy. The Life Plan is kind of the Mercedes of what we have. It's the best, most comprehensive nutritional system in the world, and we can say that based on all the science that backs it up. This has that Vivix from the Burger King study in it. It also has the Life Shake, and it's just a really, really, really good choice for many reasons as a foundation. This is probably my favorite foundational plan because it's at a price point that many people can handle in their budget, but it also gives so many great benefits with overall health foundation. You get the Life Shakes with it, you get the Vitalizer I talked about, and you're just getting so much. And it's on special in March, so stay tuned. I'm going to share about that. The Essentials Plan is just another really basic foundational plan. It's another great one that has your basic Vital E, a canister of the protein, and your fish oil, which of course is great for eye health, brain health, heart health, attention and focus. I give it to my kids. They do very well in school, and I think this is a part of that. Okay, so I wanted to share this special. I love, love, love that Shaklee did this because I love this plan so much. I share it a lot. Many of you are using this plan right now. And this is for existing members, new members, anybody that wants to take advantage of this. In March, which our days are numbered in March, you can get $20 off the membership price. If you're not already a member, and I'm going to talk about that at the end, you will also get the membership for free with this. So you'll get the member pricing and you'll get the $20 off. If you are already a member, you'll still get the $20 off. And for those of you on this tonight through Friday, I'm also offering free shipping on this as well. So I need to set that up for you. So please talk to me or anybody in the Waterways group that invited you, and we will make sure that you get that as well through this Friday, which happens to be Good Friday on March 30th. Okay, so this is a really great plan. If you're looking for a good foundation, filling in the gaps, energy, stress, overall health, I really recommend this. Try it for a month and see how you feel. I talked about the healthy weight piece. This is a wonderful program that we have called Shaklee 180. It, again, is shown clinically to burn fat but retain muscle mass. And I don't know if you can see this because my pictures are in the way. I'm going to move my pictures over here because you can see my before and after and after. Basically, after I had my children, I was at my heaviest weight and I was just a mess. Energy-wise, hormones, everything was a mess. And when my son was born early, I was going back and forth to the NICU and I was sleeping there a lot. So out of convenience, I started to dabble in these products using the bars just for convenience. We have meal bars and snack bars, bringing a shake along because it was easy. The energizing tea is, I love, love, love. I have a tea every day. I love it. Metabolic Boost, I started that one a little bit later, but I was just doing some of this out of convenience and I lost a good amount of weight. Healthy, in a healthy way, and it felt really good. And then I actually decided to do the program as directed, which is how I recommend. And I started to keep track of things and my inches, and I started to work out a little bit, which of course is great for mood and energy and weight and all that too. And I was able to get to my after and pretty much maintain for the last 7 years. So I really recommend this program. And this, we have a couple different packs depending on what people want to start with. This happens to be our turnaround kit. Boy, I'm going all over the place with my pictures. Sorry if you're seeing that. I don't know if you guys are seeing that or not. But we have the turnaround kit and we have a starter kit with this. It's a really, really great program. We have a Fresh Start Cleanse. This is a 3 to 5 week program. It's pretty intense. It's well worth it for cravings, energy, focus, immune system, digestion. Talk to me or the person that invited you and we'll get you the details on that. It's a really great program and I've done it myself. I've done the training on it. It's just really fantastic. But if you want kind of a Cliff Notes version of that, in 5 days, we have just a reset. If you've done the cleanse before, this might be a place for you. If you've never done the cleanse or it's very scary to you to think about 3 to 5 weeks of your life committing to something like that, then this might be a way to kind of dip your toe in, and it's a really great thing. And it goes along with that vitalizing plan that has the $20 off and the free shipping right now. So if you're interested in this, we're going to start April the 2nd. Not too late to get going with us on that and have your products in time. And it's a pretty easy version of what we've done in the past that I think everybody can do for 5 days, and you'll have some really good benefits with cravings, with sugar, might lose a pound or two, and just kind of get the metabolism going in that right direction. Again, the health print, please talk to me or the person that invited you to get that link, and there's a free product that comes along with that. The booster, I'm really excited about this. This just launched a couple weeks ago, and I have it, and we've been using it pretty much every day. Tonight, I made something with a red sauce with our dinner, and I added the booster. You could not taste it. I've added it to scrambled eggs. I've added it to mini protein muffins that I love to make that are really easy. Can't taste it. I add it to my protein shake every morning. Can't taste it. It's got a whole serving in every scoop of greens, kale, broccoli, spinach, organic. And it's $25 member price, which I think is on the next slide. I was adding up what I spend on these greens at the grocery store. I can't even get broccoli here organically typically, and I spend more than that each month, way more than that. So it's a really nice deal, and it's a really easy way to kind of sneak some nutrition, either for yourself or for maybe some picky eaters in your life, and it's absolutely wonderful. Love it, love it, love it. And I'll just tell you, for being on the chat tonight, I'm going to send all of you guys, or talk to the person that invited you so we can make sure that everybody gets this. Send us a message because I can't always see who's on or I lose track. So send us a message that you're on and we'll get you a sample of the Organic Greens Booster as a thank you for spending some time with us tonight, okay? So last slide. Use, share, build. People come to Shaklee for one of 3 reasons, or maybe they start one place like I did and kind of move down the ranks. This is becoming a member. There's ways to do this for free. $150 will get you a free membership. When you check the auto ship box, which is totally flexible to you, you're never locked in with Shaklee. You'll also get free shipping anytime you do that order, and you become a preferred member in Shaklee with other perks. You also can get a free membership with Vitalizer, or with that vitalizing plan, you can get that preferred membership and the free product through the health print. You can get a lot of freebies. So let us help you with that if you're interested in that side of things. Sharing. A lot of times people are using products, or maybe they just start off this way, like, this is really great. I'm sharing with my neighbors. I'm sharing with my brother and sister. I'm sharing with my parents. I'm sharing with whoever. And Shaklee will send you thank you checks for doing that and being a part of that in that aspects, still getting the discounts and things like that. And then building. Sometimes people say, well, you know what, I want to be able to, have a second income, supplemented income, help more people with health and wellness like I was, and I can do this from home with my kids. And so you can be part of our team, which is growing and fantastic. I'm really blessed to be able to work with some really cool people that really, we have the mission to help people and to serve in that area, and it's really rewarding. And I can be home while I can still contribute to our financial picture, taking some of the stress off of my husband, and it's really a fantastic place to be. Shaklee is a great company to be a part of. So with that, that is the last slide. I thank you guys for being on tonight. Again, all of you, send us a note that you were here and your address, and we will get you the sample of the Greens Booster very soon in the mail. And if you are interested in the Health Print link, let us know that also. And through Friday, again, you can get not only the Vitalizing Plan on special from Shaklee, that's actually through Saturday with $20 off, but from our group, the special through Friday is also free shipping on that. And so just send us a note and we can set that up for you guys. Okay. Thank you so much for listening. I have recorded this. So if you have people that you want to share this with, please let us know. So I'm going to stop the share and stop the recording.